CS2 players, including even myself, have been waiting for cash to return back to CS2. In fact, in the most recent update from the middle of July, we were kind of hoping that we got a better map in the active pool. But we got Overpass instead. And listen, I'm not an Overpass hater. I just don't think that the map is that enjoyable to play. But it did replace Anubis in active duty map pool. And the main thing here is what a lot of people were saying in response to this. And I'm sure that a lot of you probably think the same way. Here we have the official announcement on the 15th of July, where a lot of people were saying no cobblestone. Some people were thanking, them for removing Anubis, which if you really kind of watched Anubis gameplay, it really didn't play that well for the high tier competitive levels. And it was kind of a boring map to see in rotation anyways, because it was the same thing over and over again. But outside of that, we see a lot of people saying, no cash. Why Anubis, man? Nobody asked for Overpass. Why Anubis? Why not Mirage? Where's cash? The main thing was a lot of people were talking about like cash or, why Dust 2 or even Mirage should be removed. And I agree with it, right? Mirage and Dust 2 are two of the oldest maps in the active pool. I think Dust 2 probably stays in there for quite some time. It's, one of the, oldest maps in the game. A lot of people play it very well. It's a very easy map to play. So that could just stay in active rotation going forward. But in my opinion, it would be great to see, Cash brought back, maybe even Cobble get brought back and replace Mirage and Dust 2. I think that would be great to see, but I don't think that we get to see that. But regardless of that, the overall focus here was we're not happy with this map change. And even right now, in the pro side of the game, we have here Falcons just called out the worst maps in the pool. Inferno and Overpass got mentioned, twice or three times. Inferno 3 times, Overpass twice, and Nuke got mentioned once. The overall focus here, and even from anyone that I played Premier with, the thing is, Inferno sucks. It really does suck to play. It's a constant save game, and it's just a very, very annoying map to play, which is why a lot of the pros don't like it. It's not a very good map, and it doesn't play well at all in the pro side. And Overpass, again, it's kind of in the same category, right? It's a very, boring map to play. It's hard to retake some sites on the map. And again, it is also kind of a save simulator. Again, it's not as bad as Inferno. Inferno is 10 times worse. I don't mind Overpass. I actually enjoy it sometimes, but I could definitely see at high tier levels how annoying Overpass can be. But again, the focus here is that Inferno and even the new map Overpass getting added to active play, which it's not a new map, we know that, but it being the new map in current play, these maps are not that favorable, which tells me there is going to be a change probably before the end of this year, I would say. Now, we're going to talk about why here in a moment, but we do know from back in May that Valve reached out to FMPone to buy the new cash on day 1 of release. We have the update over here as well. This is from May 22nd. This pretty much confirms that Valve bought cash. No wonder FMPone hasn't touched it since March. Hopefully Valve gives it a proper optimization and finally removes Mirage. It's about to turn 12 years old. And again, that's also another big thing about Mirage is it's one of the oldest maps in active pool alongside Dust. And we really want to see some new maps. We want to see a major change. Cash could be that major change. But also we did get an update from FMPone in response to the saying, thank you for playing cash. Thank you to Sal Garazzo for allowing me to work on his original creation for so many years. And thank you to Counter-Strike for being Counter-Strike. Because again, this basically confirmed that Valve was very interested in new cash, which makes a lot of sense. Now, on top of this, we have the big update from July 29th from Price Empire, which is Valve is remaking cash for CS2. It could take some time for this to be fully done, but I don't think that it's going to take, the rest of this year. And the reason why I think that cash could be added by sometime within like October I would say October would be like prime time. We'll talk about why. I think that this would be a perfect scenario going into the new year as well for the majors. It gives pro players enough time to actually practice Cash, which it's not really a map that they really need to practice all that much. Definitely needs to, be something that they, tap in and dial in some of the utility plays and also just retakes or even just takes in general. But we have an update over here from Gabe Follower, which, if you guys do remember, Gabe Follower is the one that actually gave us the update on May 22nd as well with Cash. If we go back over here, we do have new Debris model references in a smart prop file for an unreleased CS2 map called D_cash_S2. If I recall correctly, original remake by FMPone didn't use smart props, which is further confirmation that Valve is remaking it themselves. Now, this was originally found by Siga to be honest, or TBH, and if we're thinking about this could be huge. Number one, what map would Cash replace? It's a toss-up. I would love to know what you guys think. If you could decide what maps would be best in active pool, comment down below what your list would be. I don't mind Nuke. Overpass isn't bad to play. Would I prefer to play another map? Sure. I'm a huge train enjoyer, and I know that kind of goes against what a lot of people, think. I think that the changes on train are also very good. Overall, I don't really dislike any of the maps outside of Inferno, and I'm not a huge fan of Overpass, but I will play it. I think if they take out Inferno, add Cash, take out either, Mirage or Dust 2, and add Cobble, I think it would be a huge change, and I think that it would be something that is favorable by not just pros, but also by the typical CS2 enjoyer. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. But what about the time frame here? Well, currently speaking, this is where we started to see the big change in the game, right? A new map added to active pool. It was right after the Austin Major. The typical time frame here for map changes in CS2 is 3 to 6 months before a major. This gives pro teams enough time to practice the map. Now, we typically get one map change per year, which is average. And again, I'm using ChatGPT for this just to kind of, average things down. We already got one major map change this year. So is it possible that we do get another one? It's definitely questionable. Now, if we're thinking about 3 to 6 months before a major, 3 months right now before the next major, well, we have one in November. So it seems as though it's going to be questionable on if we get Cash added to the active pool. If anything, we could be looking at, January, right? The latest, I think. It all depends on what Valve is thinking here. I really do think that from the pro side, the noise from the pro side is Inferno must be taken out. I think Inferno by far is probably one of the biggest maps that everyone has a disagreement on, which could lead to a major change happening either in a shorter time frame, but we'll have to wait and see. My best guess here, if we're going off of, the 3 to 6 month time frame before a major, then we won't see any major change happen this year. Then we look at 2026. We do not have a major schedule for 2026 just yet on when the next major will happen. But I would say sometime around Q1 of 2026 would be my best guess on when Cash gets added into active pool. We'll have to see, but I am very much so looking forward to seeing Cash added. I think everyone is in agreement of that. I mean, almost everyone will celebrate these updates around when we get Cash. It's going to take probably some time, but I am just anticipating Cash being added. It was one of my favorite maps from CSGO. I think in CS2 it will play very well. currently a lot of people, that play it, in private matches and things like that, their argument is FPS because it is an FPS killer. Very similar to Train. I know a lot of people that I play Prem with, they don't like to play Train simply because of the FPS. But I do think them remaking Cache and reworking it for CS2 will definitely update that issue, and it will actually fix a lot of the overall performance issues that Cache currently does have in CS2. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. If you guys did enjoy this video, definitely leave a like, subscribe, and turn notifications on to never miss a future update. And with that being said, guys, this has been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.